Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. I'm Daniel, one of the hosts on the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, and we are going to go with the Gengar deck today as we go into some more versus matches with standard format. First opponent will be Foxglove17, who uses Dragon types. And it looks like we will be able to go first this time. Huge thanks to all of you for coming out and checking out today's Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. Looks like none of us have basics. Twice. 3 times for me, 3 times for her as well. Wow, look at this. There we go. Looks like we both finally got one. I don't think it's happened that many times in a row where both of us don't have basics. It's definitely happened in person, especially with my deck, but not on TCG Online. And it looks like we do have a Gengar. We've got a Lucky Helmet we can attach to a future Litwick. Nothing we can use to draw 3, and we don't have any basic energies at all either. So we'll see who they end up going with. Muscle Band's always good, Rare Candy's great. Energy Retrievals we could use later on in the game. Same with the Versus Seekers, as we don't have any supporters right now in our hands. And let's see what they end up going with. They're probably still checking out our hand from all the other times we did not have any basics. And don't forget, if you haven't, I forgot to mention it, but I am one of the hosts on the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, found right here on YouTube every single week. You can also subscribe using iTunes and any other podcatcher you may have, like Stitcher, Overcast, that kind of thing. You can also find a direct link to everywhere you can follow and like The Reasons I'm Broke using nerdupmedia.com. Just click on the Reasons I'm Broke tab or the Reasons I'm Broke logo, and from there you can go ahead and follow us, and it'll lead you to our Facebook and all the other social networking areas. Even though we don't have any energies, we do have the Dimension Valley, which would at least let us use the Night Attack, which we can put 3 damage counters on any Pokemon on their end. So I'm debating on Bagon or maybe the Hydreigon. Acrobike, so they're going to get some more cards in their hand, and we ended up drawing another Versus Seeker, which does not do us any good. Let's see here. Last week we ended up using the Mill deck. I actually was playing a couple of warm-up matches using that with right before jumping in on this recording for today. And the best insult I got, and I put it up on Twitter, it was right when the opponent was about to lose. He was down to his last card. He ended up conceding the match right after he sent a little insult being, "You play like a girl." I didn't know how to take that one. I've lost against plenty of girls, and there's a lot of great girl players, so I'm just like, alright, so maybe it's kind of an offhanded compliment. I don't know, but it was one of the funnier insults that I get with that Mill deck. And next week I'll do some more matches using that deck, but for now, this week, Gengar and Chandelier will hopefully get things moving and hopefully win us at least one match. If not, we'll always have the Ancient Origins booster packs that will open up at the very end. And here they have 2 Dragon type of special energies that they put down on the Bagon. Sounds like they're getting ready to evolve him. There's a repeat ball right there. Especially since we are about to knock it out with our Night Attack, so I do see an evolution coming right here. No, let's see what they end up doing. They're trying to paralyze us, and they get it. So, alright, cool. So they buy themselves another turn, and still nothing that we can use here. A little frustrating, but it's just luck of the draw, really. There it is, another energy for them, and now they can attack with the secondary attack, which is the Almost Flight, does 10 damage to itself for 30 damage, but of course there's the evolution. The Rolling Tackle for 60 damage, any damage done to this Pokemon by attacks is reduced by 10. So there it is, 60 onto Gengar EX, brings it down to 90, and we can poison up the Pokemon at least, so let's go ahead and give that a shot. So this one has 80, 110, let's get rid of the Training Center and Dark Corridor it for at least the poisoning, and it looks like a knockout. Awesome. From the prizes, we get another energy retrieval, which again doesn't do us any good, but we'll take it and try to. Let's see here. If there's any stadium cards in play, the retreat cost of each of your dragon types is 2 less. So it looks like we should be able to poison him up here. Let's see what happens. So there's the teammates. Lets them search for any 2 cards from their deck here, because they were knocked out last turn. And of course, we've used it before in our deck. Great card to have. Only thing is it only works after you've been knocked out, so it can give you a little bit of a boost right after you lost a Pokemon. I've used it a lot when I'm trying to get, in this case, a Litwick so I can get up to Chandelier. There's a rare candy as they evolve up into Salamence. 1 energy on it, and that's all they can do, so it looks like we'll be able to poison up the Hydreigon, and we end up drawing an energy. Cool, but no basics still. So 80 damage onto the Hydreigon EX, brings it down to 90. We should be able to knock it out next turn. They're going to feed their other Pokemon one more time. And I may have to buy myself some time here, because if they can attack with the Salamence, that might be game, especially if I don't have any basic Pokemon on my deck, or in my hand. So I will have to probably switch on over to Night Attack and start attacking the Salamence instead. What's this ability? Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is reactive, you may attach a fire to one of your Dragon types. And it looks like they ended up switching on over to the Reshiram. And that has 2 retreat costs, and we end up drawing another energy, which nothing, no Tiernos, no anything to really help us out. So we're just going to do 80 damage onto the Reshiram, bring it down to 40. And it looks like they're going to feed their current Pokemon, the Salamence that's out there. And they're going to switch, so it looks like they do have the ability to switch for free because of that ability. Yeah, because of the Hydreigon abilities, so that is going to be game, and that will be our first loss for the game. It looks like, yep, 180 damage. Onto the Gengar EX, and to defeat. We just weren't drawing anything, unfortunately. So we'll just take our prize from the prize wheel here, which ends up being a bonus coin. And we get another one for playing as well. Alright, let's jump into another match here as we work towards getting the Yveltal EX card. Next opponent will be Mordo and Riggs, who uses Colorless, Psychic, and Water types. Looks like we will go first. And we do start off with another Gengar here, but we do have a Professor's Letter and the Great Ball, which is always great. So let's thin down our deck with our energies here. They have a Gengar as well. And we end up drawing another Gengar. Let's go ahead and put him down so at least we have another basic on the bench and waiting. And we'll end our turn since we can't attack first. They're going to be able to do the Night Attack here. They're going to do a Tierno to draw themselves 3 cards. Brings it down over to the Skarmory. So there it is, 30 damage onto the Gengar EX. We have a little Litwick we can put down. Another energy onto the Gengar. We'll do a Night Attack for 3. Brings their Gengar EX down to 140. Hopefully they don't have a double colorless energy or a Dimension Valley. Let's see if they play exactly like we do. And the Skarmory right now has no energies. Call for Family, search for basic. There's a double colorless energy. They're going to switch on over, and we're going to be poisoned for 60 damage. So there's the Shauna. They're going to shuffle on another 5 cards into their hand and bring out the Rayquaza EX. 60 to us. We are poisoned. Brings us down to 70 after their turn ends due to the poison damage. There's the Dimension Valley, which I will use. I'll feed the Gengar down here, and we'll go ahead and poison up the Skarmory for 60 damage. Bring out the other Gengar. Brings him down to 30 damage. So let's see what they end up going with. I may try to attack the Gengar EX because I don't like being poisoned. Definitely not good. They've got Tyrannos. They're moving through the deck a lot quicker than we are, frankly. They're playing a lot better. There's the Professor's Letter again, getting 2 more energies for them. And let's see who they end up feeding. I'm assuming they're going to switch on over to Gengar and poison up this one next. Let's see if it happens. They could also go for Call for Family, but I expect them to... Nope, they ended up going with Call for Family, so they're going to search for 2 basic Pokemon. And it looks like it goes into their bench directly, and then they shuffle their deck afterwards. So there we go, Rayquaza and a Lugia EX. We're going to put down another little Litwick. They'll be down to 20 possible knockouts, so what I'm going to do is instead, let's cancel that. We're going to feed this other Litwick, and we're going to do a Night Attack and put 3 damage counters onto the Gengar EX, since that one does have some energy and enough to poison up if they wish. So Skarmory is going to be knocked out after this attack, after their turn. So they could switch on over to Gengar, which is what I thought they would do, and then they would force us to attack the active Pokemon directly, assuming they bring out the Skarmory again. So let's see what he ends up doing. I haven't seen a Gengar and Rayquaza deck, so this is pretty awesome. So there's the switch that I was talking about. So they're going to poison up. No, they're going to knock out our little Litwick. No. They're going to go for the Gengar EX and that knockout instead, so 2 for that. 2 prizes on their end. They'll bring out a different Skarmory now. We'll put out that Gengar. They get 2 prizes. And we've got a Lysander now. So what do we want to do here? Could poison up the Gengar EX, or I could force him to switch on over to get rid of another. Let's do a Night Attack, and we'll knock out their other Skarmory for at least a prize. There's a double colorless energy, which we could always use to help us out with the Chandelier. And we know they do have another energy on their hand because of the Professor's Letter that they had used. So they can switch on over once again with Skarmory. I was going to drag out the Gengar EX and try to do some more damage to it, but I don't have anything here that can counter it, and they would just be knocked out immediately. So we're going to hold off for now and see what they end up doing. So they're going to feed the Rayquaza EX. They're going to let us attack their bench, it looks like, because I don't think they can switch unless they have an escape rope. And they could buy themselves some time with a Lysander of their own, so let's see what ends up happening here. They're down to 4 prizes already due to the knockout here. There's another Gengar EX that they're going to start building up. And they're going to use Monona, so probably a Mega Rayquaza is what we're going to start seeing. So there's a Skarmory, there's the Mega Rayquaza right there. And the regular Rayquaza EX. If I can get a rare candy, then I will move on up to the Gengar EX with the Lysander. Then I won't be too afraid of losing one of these 2 on the bench. Looks like that's all they end up doing. What do we draw? There's a Roller Skates. Please help us out here. It does not, so we're going to be stuck here for a sec. Another Night Attack for 3 damage counters onto the Gengar EX. Brings it down to 80. I've got a couple of Tiernos in my deck, but we're just not drawing them. We didn't draw any last game either. So they're going to end up feeding the Rayquaza EX and turning it up to a Mega Rayquaza and bringing up the HP on him to 220 damage. And that's all they'll do. So they're probably getting ready to switch. There's a Tierno right there. A couple of Gengars. Alright, so we'll get that Tierno right back so we can at least use it next turn. I'll save that double colorless energy, although maybe I should put it on someone now. It's not like I have a rare candy anyway, so let's actually, yeah, we'll hold off. So what do we want to do here? Alright, let's attach this to our Gengar EX, and we'll do a Dark Corridor attack and start putting on some of the pressure. We'll put out the little Litwick, which has the special energy on it, so we could retreat if we wanted to. And they're down to 30 on the Skarmory. So there's the Mega Rayquaza EX, which is getting some energies down on it. Even if they do knock us out, they'll hopefully go after the Litwick, and maybe they don't have another Lysander on hand. Let's see if that's all they end up doing. Yep, they end up going with Mega Gengar EX. We've got a Mega Gengar Spirit Link of our own. Let's go ahead and draw up 3. There's a Great Ball, another little Litwick. Let's put that one down. And what do we want to do? So we're going to retreat for free, put out the Gengar EX. And we'll knock out the Skarmory, put out the other little Litwick, and draw up a prize. I probably should have put out the Litwick without energies, but live and learn. Let's see what they have here. They've got the Emerald Break, which does 30 times the number of his benched Pokemon. So that's a one-hit knockout to anything we might have handy at all. So I do have the teammates, which I will use next turn. I've got the Mega Gengar that I could pull out myself. There's the Lysander, never mind. There goes our Mega Gengar. So 150, yeah, I guess we're good. I thought that would be a one-hit knockout. Alright, so instead what we're going to do is let's go ahead and feed, we'll feed this Gengar so we at least have that going for us. Can't use the Pokemon Fan Club, so we're instead going to Dark Corridor, the Mega Rayquaza EX. This time we'll put out a Litwick without any energies on it. So that brings him down to 150. We've still got the Lysander. We've got another Dimension Valley in case they've got a Skyfield coming. And we've still got that teammates we can use next turn. So they're down to 26. We're catching up a little bit. We're down to 28 cards. And they're really building up their bench. They've got something strong here. And I've got the Dragon Pulse discard the top 3. I'm just thinking right now with the Mega Gengar. So there's a Lysander, another one coming our way. They're going to knock out our Gengar EX this time. So we're going to put out the other Gengar. They get 2 prizes. They're down to 2 already. Let's go ahead and use Teammates. We'll get the Rare Candy. Where is it? There it is. Rare Candy. And what else do we want? Maybe another energy. That would probably be good. Alright, so Rare Candy up into Chandelier. There it is. I won't feed this Chandelier quite yet. Let's see what we want to do here. Let's go ahead and poison it up. Dark Corridor attack. 80 damage. So we could knock it out next turn. So let's put out Litwick. Brings it down to 70. Because I want to actually use up the Chandelier, maybe on a different Pokemon, although we don't have that much room. We've got 2 prizes left on his end. Maybe not the greatest play. So yeah, they'll knock us out regardless. Got the Gengar EX that we can use. No, I think this is it. I'm trying to figure out a way where we can get the last 4 prizes, but it's not going to work. There's a Lysander. They're going to pull out one of our Gengars. And let's see what they do. 150 damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw up 3. Or I can use... No, wait, we might still have it. Hold on a sec. Let's get 2 more energies. And we'll start feeding this Gengar down here. We'll save that. So Dark Corridor attack for the knockout on the Mega Rayquaza. Now we put out the Chandelier. Now we're down to 2 prizes. If they have another Versus Seeker with another Lysander, then we're pretty much done. But if they knock out Chandelier, and of course we get a heads, then we win the game. So let's see if they have a Lysander coming our way. There's the Professor's Letter. They'll get 2 more energies. Oh, here's what they're going to do. They're going to do Phantom Phantom Gate. They're going to use either one of the attacks, the Night Attack or the first drop, and knock out our Gengar EX. There it is. So they got the game. Very well played. Love Mega Gengar EX. If I'm going to lose to anything, I'm alright losing to a Mega Gengar. There's a couple coins, and looks like we can... Actually, we have time for one more game, and we'll open up some booster packs. So here we go. Really, really happy with that game. Alright. See if we actually find an opponent. Next one is Oak Sabo. I think that's what it is, and he's got fighting types, which we are strong against. So we do have a little bit of an advantage there. We do have a resistance against fighting types too, but as we all know, fighting types do massive damage early on with the special energies, with the stadium cards. A lot of the attacks, if they're going up against Pokemon EXs, it will do an additional X amount of damage. So not a type to take lightly. Looks like we will go first for this game. And we do have a Gengar EX that we start off with. And a little Litwick. I see a Tyranno. We've got some energies we can work with. And a Dimension Valley. So let's put down Litwick. We'll draw up 3. Maybe we'll get some basic energies. There's the Lucky Helmet. Let's draw up 3. There we go. That'll help us. So let's feed the Gengar. And we'll hold off on the Dimension Valley. Let them attack first, which they will do quite a bit of damage. That's exactly what I was talking about. The Flying Press. If your opponent's active Pokemon is not a Pokemon EX, this attack does nothing. So right off the bat, it's going to do 60 damage. Thankfully, we'll be able to knock it out next turn, assuming they don't have a Team Flare Grunt or something else like that could slow down our Gengar EX. But we do have the Dimension Valley, and we've got the Double Colorless Energy that will help us out too. So in the meantime, they're going to bench a Meditite, and they've got a Machop as well. They're going to get a couple of fighting energies, so they should be feeding the Hawlucha right here. In the meantime, they're going to set up some more by digging into their deck for another Hawlucha. Oh, there it is. Exactly what I was talking about. The head ringer, it's not going to let us attack next turn. So Gengar EX will have 120 damage on it by the time we're able to do the Dark Corridor attack, unfortunately. So there it is, 60 damage. And we're down to 110. Alright, so let's go ahead and feed the Gengar, since that is all we can do for now. Actually, let me see if I can undo this real quick. Alright, so we were able to undo that, 60 damage onto the Hawlucha, knock it out, we get a prize out of that. I forgot about the Dimension Valley, brings down our attack cost by 1, so even with the head ringer, we're able to attack with Dark Corridor. And we end up getting, looks like either a Chandelier or a Rare Candy out of it, so we'll have another Pokemon on our arsenal right after. They've got a Hawlucha that they are putting out. We could always retreat for free thanks to the Special Psychic Energy. And they're going to drop another 7 cards. Let's see what they get out of it. Could be another Stadium card. There's a Muscle Band. On top of that damage they're going to be doing. So at the very base, what do we say? 60, 70, 80. I think there's another 20. 100 damage onto the Gengar EX. So we're down to 70. We're going to have to knock this guy out. Alright, so Special Energy onto the Gengar EX. There's a Tierno. We'll draw up another 3. We'll evolve with the Rare Candy up into Chandelier. And we end up drawing up another couple of Special Energies out of it. So we'll get our Tierno right back. Let's go ahead and retreat for free and knock out this Hawlucha as well. 60 damage. We'll put out the Chandelier. Yes. And we'll get another prize card, which ends up being an energy retrieval. The Chandelier has a resistance of 20. Anytime we get attacked, thanks to the Lucky Helmet, we'll draw up a couple of cards. Which I don't think they'll attack due to the resistance that we have, although if they evolve, there's a couple of attacks that nullify any weakness and resistance, so there is always that. I've still got the free retreat cost. I can switch on over to Gengar EX and knock out. Yep, it looks like they end up conceding the match and giving us the victory there. So awesome, we were able to knock out the Hawluchas early on, which they were counting on for against the Gengar EXs, and they did do a good amount of damage. So that's where their strategy was coming in handy. We were that much closer to an Yveltal EX, and we can head on over to our collection and open up some boosters. Got a couple of things here, Brocats. I've got one of the Phantom Forces packs that I got. Here we go. Alright, let's see what we end up getting out of it. Ends up being a Jellicent. Alright, that's some Ancient Origins. So we'll open up 3 of these today. And don't forget the XY Breakthrough set will be out November 4th. And that'll be the next set. I think there is a Gengar that we can try to build a deck around. So we end up drawing a Volcarona. Looks like a reverse hollow one too. I see a level ball here. That's pretty awesome. And a Vespiquen. It looks like we do have 3 of those at this point. So let's open up 2 more boosters. Let's see if we get a reverse hollow unknown. That'd be good for our mill deck. So let's see here. A reverse hollow Porygon Z. And a Kyurem EX. Glaciate, this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and the Ice Caliber does 130 discard energy attached to this Pokemon. The defending Pokemon can't attack during your opponent's next turn. That's a really good card. If we had a water deck, that would definitely be a must. And I really like the artwork on the Porygon Z. Digital Reboot, evolve as many of your benched Pokemon as many times as you'd like, and put each evolved card removed this way into your hand. So people could use that with the Zubat combo, Golbat up into Crobat, which anytime you evolve, you get to drop damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you'd like. Dazzle Blast does 50 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So one more booster pack. Let's see here. So we're going to get 1 rare out of this set. There's an Oddish, always liked Oddish. Alright, let's see what it is. and it ends up being a Registeel, which we now have 4 of at this point. But still, that Kyurem EX was great. Probably something we can trade off and get other cards with. In the meantime, I do want to remind you all to subscribe by clicking on the Reasons I'm Broke logo at the top right-hand corner of the screen. That'll get you the latest Let's Plays and, of course, the regular podcast every week in which Kelly and I cover comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. Those episodes are released every Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.